Chris, 5-2 defeat out of the FA Cup. Sounds harsh. Was that harsh scoreline on your team?
Yeah, it was. It's a difficult tie. I said before, and most passes, most possession. That's in the Premier League. That against the likes of Man City, the likes of Arsenal, the likes of Liverpool, Spurs, Villa, all those incredible footballing teams. They pass the ball in the way they do. They give up big chances. The game for me was decided. They would have the way they play. They've been at it a long time, and it's quite difficult because I'm a manager and I'm a supporter as well, and you want to go and get after them and make it difficult. But I think you've seen as well the quality that they have, and if sometimes you do get that wrong, they have that ability to pick you off. But got to say, the goals that we conceded, apart from the first one's an absolutely unbelievable goal. It's an incredible strike, top corner. So we can't do anything about that apart from a little bit of organisation behind it, which we should have done better with. But if you look at the goals, second one's a penalty. That's an individual mistake. And the third one, we had an opportunity of clearing it twice in our box. So if you play the dog and duck, they're going to punish you. So they did, and we make another poor decision as well by going up and trying to head one when you can't do that, and you're going to get punished. And 4 and 5 are on counter attacks, which we have to do a lot better with. So. And as well, I look back at the game and go, first, 10 or 15 minutes, we had some great opportunities. Second half, we had some good opportunities as well. So, however the game's played in between both boxes is how every team wants it to be played. But the game decided was by us defensively making some really poor decisions, and at the top of the pitch, not showing the quality that we believe, or I believe we have in the club, to punish them. And then you find yourself out the cup, and you have to park it pretty quickly, because I think there's always a lot of talk on what team I'd picked today, and I think people would obviously understand as well, regarding the team selection as well. We tried to go as strong as we could, but we had to look at players as well that were going to carry the fight on Tuesday night as well. So difficult afternoon, disappointing, park it, and then obviously on to Tuesday.
Soft penalty decisions, both of them?
I thought the referee was out of his depth. Yeah, again, we are a test case, Sheffield United test case. See if this referee's all right to referee in the Premier League. So put him in a game between two Premier League teams. I think the reaction of the supporters said it all. However everybody wants to go about playing the game of football, that's up to them. I can't do anything about that. But it does sometimes. You do look at your own approach to it at times and think, and I've said it before here at Bramall Lane, the players are a really honest bunch of players, and the supporters don't want to see our players falling about, diving about all over the place. And then getting up straight away. Incredible. Incredible recovery.
Miraculous.
I don't want to see that from my players. I don't want to go down that road. So we'll do what we do. Suppose people will look at it and say, well, he's just moaning and groaning and excuse, but I don't think our supporters want to see it. I don't, and they won't see it. So there we go.
You mentioned the quality in the final third. That seemed to be the difference today, because you're right. You did make enough opportunities. They just didn't seem to pick the final pass, whereas they could.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, their play is back and through the middle, and at times it's outstanding. And they've had a lot of time to work with it over 2 or 3 years, and even before with Graham, a lot of technical players, possession, amount of chances. They're an incredible side. It's a way of playing that causes so many problems to opposition teams. Do you sit off them? Do you go and press them? Where do you go and press them? What part of the pitch do you go and press them? How do you go and press them? But what they do is they do give up chances. So when you do have that chance to get that right, and you do break it up, then you have to show your quality. And like I said, we've had 2 or 3. Ben Burton off his right, Will Asula, chance to score, comes to Gus, block. There's some really good chances that we've had, and even second half, some key moments where, We've just got to make good decisions. Cameron Archer's come on his left when we've got an overload on the right, and it's an easy ball down the side, and a pass and a tap in, and other players that need to show their quality a little bit more. And if we do that, we'll score. But we have to the other way. We have to make sure that we're a little bit better the other way, and today's cost us.
Tough debut in a way for Ivo Grbić. Tough week for him. There wasn't much you could do about some of the goals. Maybe could have done a bit better with the last two.
Yeah, Ivo's talked about it. Listen, I'll take that responsibility. I've put him in. I believed he needed the game before Tuesday. So he trained Friday. It's not an absolute ideal situation. We have liked him to have had a few more days training. Obviously, he's done a lot of travelling, but if you speak to him before the game, what on his punter he is, and he'll be better for us. He'll make some big saves for us. I'm sure he will. Fourth and fifth, we have an opportunity, like I said, of stopping that counter, and we didn't. We have an opportunity of getting in front of that shot and blocking it, which we didn't. So, there's certain bits and pieces that people have to do that before obviously, the big man makes a save. But he'll be okay, and he'll be an asset for us. He's a good signing, and we're looking to get somebody in for medium and long term. So the deal was good for us, and he'll be an asset for the football club.
Another goal for Willa Sula in this competition. Seemed a good piece of forward play. Managed to pull off and get the header in. That's promising.
Yeah, he is. I mean, this is just another example of some boys that are learning on the job. Whether it's Brooksy in the Premier League, whether it's a Sula, whether it's Arblaster when they come back in. Pogle's still only 23. Noynton Davies first game back as well. They're in a lot when you look out there. Trustees out there as well. They're in a lot. There's not a Dunk, there's not a Webster, there's not a Lallana, there's not a Welbeck. There's not a Gilmore, there's not a Grote. These teams that you're up against week in, week out, they're packed full of experience and packed full of quality. And the players are absolutely learning their job. What I will say yet again, in my opinion, they went to the end. They went to the end. I don't mind that. We get done late on the fourth and fifth, but we still had McAtee's at the bar. We still had two or three great opportunities. But these boys, like I said, the likes of Asula, the likes of Brooks, they're learning on the job, and they have to use every experience as a good one.
Any closer to getting that defender that you wanted?
I've been quite busy this afternoon, Adam, so it wouldn't possibly to certain people it wouldn't think I have been, but we have been quite busy. But yeah, the window's still open, and we'll work as hard as we've worked before and now to make us better. And as I said, I'll stick with what I said. I believe when the window shuts, we'll be in a better position than we were when it opened.
Great stuff. Cheers, Chris.
Thank you, mate. Cheers.